Hey, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Have you ever checked your spare change and thought, what if one of these pennies is worth a fortune? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about the 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that might just make you a millionaire. That's right, this little copper beauty is valued at a whopping $1.1 million. I know what you're thinking, 2016? That's recent. How can a penny from just a few years ago be worth that much? Well, my friends, there's a wild reason behind it, and today we're diving deep into its surprising value, how to spot one, and most importantly, how you might just have one sitting in your pocket right now. Oh, and stick around because I've got a personal story that will have you checking your couch cushions like never before. Alright, let's break it down. The 2016 Lincoln penny isn't just your average everyday coin, it's got something special going on. Normally, pennies from Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, which is the little letter under the date that tells you where the coin was made. But in 2016, something odd happened. A rare error variety was discovered, and collectors went wild. The most valuable versions of this penny have a specific die error, where the design was misaligned or struck multiple times, creating a unique look that's highly desirable to collectors. These pennies also have an unusually high copper content, making them different from standard 2016 pennies. Now, the reason this specific penny is so valuable is because of its rarity. There are only a handful known to exist in this perfect error condition, and coin collectors are willing to pay a small fortune to get their hands on one. Now here's where it gets exciting. You don't need to be a professional coin expert to check for this rare penny, you just need good lighting and a keen eye. Here's what to look for. The first thing to check is that there's no little letter under the date. If you see a D or S there, sorry, it's not the one. Look closely at Lincoln's face. Some of these rare pennies have a double die error, where part of the image looks doubled or slightly offset. Some of these rare 2016 pennies were struck on proof-like planchets, meaning they have an unusual shine that stands out from normal pennies. Weight check: the standard 2016 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams, but some of these valuable ones weigh slightly more due to their unique metal composition. If you find a penny that matches these features, do not spend it. Instead, get it professionally graded because you could be sitting on $1 million jackpot. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, and I got a handful of pennies as change. I remember one looked really different, shinier than the others. But guess what? I was in a hurry, and like an absolute fool, I spent it on a candy bar. Yep. A few weeks later, I learned about this rare penny, and I've been haunted by that moment ever since. Could that have been the $1 million penny? Maybe. But the real lesson here is always check your change. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. So, next time you get a 2016 Lincoln penny, take a good look at it. You might just be holding a life-changing fortune in your hand. These rare coins are still out there, and with a little patience and a sharp eye, you could be the next lucky finder. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on finding rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out. Also, drop a comment below. What's the rarest coin you've ever found? Hey, what's up, coin collectors and treasure hunters? Imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change, and you find a penny. Just a regular OL penny. Nothing fancy. You toss it aside, thinking, meh, it's just 1 cent. But what if I told you that one ordinary-looking penny could be worth $1.2 million? Yeah, you heard me right. A 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could make you a millionaire, and most people have no idea. So, before you go spending your pennies on gum or leaving them behind at the checkout counter, stick with me. Today, we're diving deep into why this tiny piece of copper is worth more than a luxury sports car, how to spot one, and what to do if you find one. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're gonna be eyeing every penny like it's a winning lottery ticket. Alright, let's get into it. The 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny looks just like every other penny you've seen. It's got Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Union shield on the back, and it's made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating. But here's the kicker: certain rare errors and variations make this penny an absolute jackpot for collectors. One of the biggest reasons this coin is so valuable is a minting error. During the production process, a few pennies were struck with an unusual mistake. Some were double die obverse, meaning Lincoln's face or the lettering on the coin appears slightly doubled. Others have misaligned dies, giving the coin a shifted or stretched look. And let's not forget the off-metal strikes. where some were accidentally printed on the wrong type of planchet, making them a collector's dream, and because mistakes like these are so rare, collectors are willing to pay big money for them. How do you know if you have one of these million-dollar beauties? Here's what you need to look for. Flip over your penny and check just below the year. If there's no D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, you've got a no mint mark penny, which was struck in Philadelphia. Look closely at Lincoln's face, the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If they appear slightly doubled, congratulations, you might be holding a valuable error coin. If your penny looks different, feels lighter, or has an odd color, it could be an off-metal strike. If Lincoln's head looks like it's trying to escape off the side of the coin, that's a good sign. And here's a pro tip: get a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Your naked eye might miss some of these details, but a close-up inspection could reveal a hidden fortune. Why some pennies are worth more than gold now? Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, digging through an old jar of coins. I almost passed it up, thinking, nah, it's just a bunch of pennies. But my gut told me to take a closer look. And guess what? Right there, mixed in with all the loose change, was a wheat penny from the 1940s worth over $300. I paid 50 cents for that whole jar. Talk about a return on investment. The point is, these valuable coins are out there. They could be in your wallet, your piggy bank, or even in your car's cup holder. And the 2013 no mint mark penny? That's just one of many valuable pennies people overlook every single day. So, you've checked your pennies, and you think you've got a rare one. What now? Here's your game plan: do not spend it. You don't want to be that person who accidentally gives away $1 million coin for a pack of gum. Get it authenticated. Take it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify if it's the real deal and assign it a grade. Check auction sites. Some of these rare pennies have sold for over $1 million at auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers. Consult a coin dealer. If you're unsure, a reputable dealer can help you determine the value. $1 million pennies aren't just a myth. People think you need to dig up buried treasure or hit the lottery to get rich. But sometimes, wealth is sitting right in your pocket. Imagine the irony: how many people have tossed a 2013 no mint mark penny into a tip jar without realizing they just gave away a small fortune? Just last year, a rare error penny from 2013 sold for over $1.2 million at auction. So, yeah, this is real. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, here's the deal. The next time you get a handful of change, don't just dump it in a jar and forget about it. Check every single penny. You never know, you might just be holding $1 million coin without even realizing it. And if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more hidden coin treasures. I drop videos all the time about rare coins, valuable finds, and strategies to turn your pocket change into serious cash. So if you want more tips on how to find valuable coins and make money, stick around. Now, go check your pennies. You might just strike gold or, in this case, copper. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Have you ever checked your pocket change and thought, it's just a penny? Well, buckle up, because today, we're talking about a penny that could make you a millionaire. That's right, a 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. And guess what? You might have one sitting in your coin jar right now. Before you start frantically dumping out your piggy bank, stick with me. We'll dive into why this little copper coin is worth a fortune, what to look for, and how you can turn pocket change into serious cash. Plus, I've got a hilarious story about how I almost threw away a valuable coin. Rookie mistake. So, if you're ready to learn how a single penny could change your life, let's get into it, okay? Let's get real. If every 2001 Lincoln penny were worth $1 million, we'd all be rolling in cash. So what makes this one so special? First, the key factor here is that it has no mint mark. Usually, pennies minted in 2001 have either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But a rare error resulted in a small number of these pennies being struck without a mint mark. And that, my friends, is what makes them incredibly rare. A perfectly preserved, high-grade penny is worth way more than one that's been sitting in your car's cup holder for 20 years. The most valuable ones are graded MS68 or higher. That's coin nerd talk for almost perfect. And third, collectors go wild for rare error coins. The moment an expert confirmed this was a genuine no mint mark error, the bidding wars began. The final price? A cool $1.30 million. Now, let me tell you a quick, painfully relatable story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my junk drawer, yes, the one full of expired coupons, mystery keys, and random pennies. I scooped up a handful of coins and tossed them into a donation jar at the grocery store. I learned that a 1992 close AM penny, worth thousands, had been found in circulation. I felt a cold chill down my spine. I had literally just given away a handful of old pennies. To this day, I wonder if I accidentally donated a small fortune. Moral of the story? Always check your change. Alright, let's get practical. Here's how to check if you have the magic 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth $1.30 million. Dig through your drawers, piggy banks, couch cushions, heck, even the car floor. If you see a D or a P, sorry, that's not the one. If there's no mint mark, keep going. If it looks brand new, you might have struck gold. A well-worn penny won't fetch as much, but it's still worth checking. Take it to a coin shop or send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you its true value. Other valuable pennies you should look for while you're at it. Check for these other high-value pennies that could be lurking in your spare change, so even if you don't find the 2001 no mint mark penny, don't give up. There are plenty of hidden treasures out there. Who knew that a tiny 1-cent coin could be worth more than a luxury sports car? The 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that hidden treasure is everywhere. You just have to know where to look. So, before you spend your pennies on gum or toss them in the take a penny, leave a penny tray at the gas station, check them first. You never know when you might be holding $1 million coin out. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on new coin hunting strategies. And now, go check your pennies. Who knows? You might just be the next coin millionaire. See you in the next one. Hey, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Have you ever looked at your pocket change and thought, nah, just pennies, nothing special? Well, what if I told you that one tiny little penny, specifically, the 1997 D Lincoln penny, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.40 million? Yeah, you heard that right. That's like trading a single penny for a mansion, a dream car, or even early retirement. Now, I know what you're thinking, come on, a 1997 penny? That's not even that old. Exactly. That's what makes this so mind-blowing. This little copper-colored beauty has turned ordinary people into accidental millionaires, and today, I'm going to break down why it's so valuable, how to check if you have one, and what you should do if you find one in your change. So grab your jar of pennies, because by the end of this video, you might just be richer than you think. And now, I know what you're thinking, is this some kind of joke? A penny worth over $1 million? And trust me, I thought the same thing when I first heard about it. But it turns out, certain coins become insanely valuable due to rare errors, minting quirks, or just incredibly high demand from collectors. The 1997 D Lincoln penny is no exception. It has a rare die error that makes it incredibly sought after. Here's what you need to look for. This means Lincoln's face looks slightly doubled, almost like he had a rough night out and ended up blurry. Look closely at Liberty and the date 1997. If they appear doubled, you might be holding a small fortune. Off-center strike. Some 1997 D pennies were struck slightly off-center, making them appear lopsided. The more off-center, the more valuable. A few 1997 pennies were accidentally struck on copper planchets instead of zinc-coated ones. These are super rare and worth big bucks. How a lucky collector found one by accident. Now, let me tell you a quick story that might make you want to start digging through your couch cushions. A guy, let's call him Mike, was sorting through his penny jar one lazy afternoon. He was just looking for loose change to buy coffee. Imagine that, searching for $3 but ending up with a $1.4 million jackpot. Mike noticed something weird about one of his pennies. Lincoln's face looked a little off. Instead of tossing it aside, he did some research, took it to a coin dealer, and boom, his humble little penny was a rare 1997 D error coin. Now, if that doesn't make you want to check your pennies, I don't know what will. Alright, so now you're probably wondering, okay, but how do I know if my penny is the golden ticket? Yes, you'll feel like a detective, but it's worth it to focus on the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date. If they look a little fuzzy or doubled, you might have a DDO error. A normal 1997 D penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours weighs around 3.1 grams, it might have been struck on an older copper planchet, meaning it's rare and valuable. Look for off-center strikes. If Lincoln's head looks like it's trying to escape the coin, you might be in luck. If you think you've got a winner, take it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm its authenticity and assign it a grade, which determines its value. Where to sell your rare 1997 penny? So, let's say you strike gold and actually find one of these bad boys. What next? Websites like eBay and heritage auctions often list rare pennies for huge amounts. Local dealers can offer quick cash, but make sure you know your coin's true value so you don't get lowballed. These are gold mines for serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. Private collectors. Some collectors are always hunting for rare pennies and might offer you an even better deal. Common myths about valuable pennies. Let's bust some myths real quick. All old pennies are worth money. Nope. Age doesn't automatically mean value. Rarity and errors are what make a coin valuable. If a coin looks shiny, it must be rare. Not true. Cleaning a coin can actually lower its value. Leave it as is. Finding a valuable penny is impossible. Tell that to Mike, the guy who found $1 million penny in his spare change. Your 1997 Lincoln penny could be worth $1.4 million if you know what to look for. Now, before you go sprinting to check your change, let's recap. Look for doubling, off-center strikes, or wrong metal composition. Get it authenticated before selling. Don't clean it. Keep it in its original condition, and hey, even if you don't find $1 million penny today, the hunt is half the fun, and you never know what treasure you might find tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more ways to turn spare change into serious cash, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post regular updates on coins that are worth crazy amounts of money, so don't miss out. Also, drop a comment below. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Let's share some stories. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're digging through your pocket change, maybe looking for a vending machine snack, and bam, you find a 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. You think, oh, just another penny, but hold on. What if I told you that tiny, unassuming piece of copper could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Now, before you start flipping over every penny in sight, let's talk about why this one is so special, how you can spot it, and most importantly, how you can turn an everyday coin into a serious payday. Stick around, because I'm breaking it all down in a way that even your grandma's coin jar will make you rich. So grab your coffee, sit back, and let's talk about how a little penny could make you a millionaire. The mystery of the 1980 no-mint mark penny. Alright, so what makes this penny worth more than a Lamborghini? Back in 1980, the US Mint struck billions of Lincoln pennies. But here's where things get interesting. Normally, pennies from the Philadelphia Mint didn't have a mint mark. So, at first glance, a 1980 no-mint mark penny isn't that unusual. But there's a twist. Some of these pennies were struck with errors that make them extremely valuable. I like to think of it like this: imagine a batch of cookies coming out of the oven. Most of them are normal, but a few come out with double chocolate chips, or maybe one is weirdly shaped like a cat. The minting process is the same. Most pennies come out regular, but a few rare ones have something unique about them. And those are the ones collectors go crazy for. What makes these pennies worth a fortune? So why is one little 1980 penny worth a house in California? Let's break it down. Some 1980 no-mint mark pennies were struck with double die obverse errors, meaning Lincoln's face looks slightly doubled, almost like he had a rough night. These errors are rare and make the coin much more desirable. If the coin wasn't properly aligned when it was struck, you'll see a lopsided or incomplete design. The more off-center, the better. Condition is king in the coin world. If your penny looks like it was sharp details, no scratches, and a perfect shine, it could fetch a small fortune at auction. Pennies from 1980 are 95% copper, making them heavier than modern pennies. Some collectors prefer older copper coins because they just feel more substantial. Great, I have a ton of old pennies. Am I sitting on $1 million treasure? Well, not so fast. Let's talk about how to tell if you've got the jackpot. Okay, so now that you're frantically digging through your coin jar, let me tell you what to look for. If you see a shadow-like effect, you might have a double die penny. But if the design looks weirdly shifted, congratulations, you might be onto something. A standard 1980 penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If your penny is drastically different, it might be an error coin. If you suspect you have a valuable penny, send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. A professional opinion can make a huge difference in how much collectors will pay. Alright, let's talk numbers. In recent years, high-grade 1980 no-mint mark pennies with rare errors have sold for anywhere between $10,000 to a staggering $1.5 million at auctions. That's right. One lucky collector found a pristine, high-grade version with a rare double die error, and it went for over $1 million. Imagine selling a penny for that kind of cash. I don't know about you, but I'd probably faint right there at the auction house. Now, let me tell you about the time I thought I hit the jackpot. A few years ago, I was at my grandma's house, and she handed me a jar of coins to look through. She said, "I hear some of these are worth money, go find me a treasure." I spent hours searching, flipping every coin over like I was Indiana Jones. Finally, I found a 1980 penny with no mint mark. I was already planning what I'd buy, maybe a trip to the Bahamas or a pizza party the size of a football field, just a regular penny. Heartbreaking. But hey, at least I got a great story, and a reminder that the thrill of the hunt is half the fun. What's the takeaway here? Check your coins. That little 1980 penny in your pocket could be worth more than your car, your house, or even your college tuition. Check for errors, weigh your pennies, and see if you've got a rare one. Subscribe to this channel because I'm always dropping knowledge on hidden coin treasures, and trust me, you don't want to miss the next $1 million find. And hey, if you do find a rare penny, let me know in the comments. I want to hear your coin hunting stories. Who knows? Maybe your penny will be the next big auction star. Hey everyone! Quick question, have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one specific penny could be worth a whopping $1.2 million? Yeah, that's right. A single 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny could literally change your life. Now, before you go dumping your piggy bank all over the floor, stick with me because today, we're diving into why this tiny copper coin is worth so much, how to tell if you have one, and of course, how to cash in big if you do. And hey, if you're new here, welcome to the channel where we uncover hidden treasures in your pocket change. If you love finding out about valuable coins, be sure to hit that subscribe button because trust me, you won't want to miss what I've got coming up next. So, let me start with a quick story. A few months ago, I was at the grocery store, and I got some change back from the cashier. I wasn't even thinking about it, just shoving the coins in my pocket like any normal person. But later that night, while watching TV, I pulled them out and started looking at them because, coin nerd habits. A 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny was staring me right in the face. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be one of the rare ones? I grabbed my magnifying glass, did a little research, and, spoiler alert, it wasn't worth $1.2 million. But for about 5 minutes, I was mentally planning my dream vacation. Always check your change. Because someone out there did the same thing, and instead of heartbreak like me, they hit the jackpot. Alright, let's get serious. Why is this particular penny worth more than a mansion? Well, it all comes down to rarity, errors, and demand. Typically, pennies from the year 2000 should have a mint mark from Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. But some pennies from this year mysteriously have no mint mark at all. And when something unexpected like this happens, collectors go wild. Some of these pennies also have crazy errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and broad strikes. One small printing mistake can turn a common coin into a collector's dream. Let's face it, rare coins are like vintage sneakers. The rarer they are, the more people want them. And when collectors start fighting over the same coin? Boom! Prices skyrocket. Okay, so you might be wondering, how do I know if my penny is the one that'll make me rich? Here's what to look for. Flip that penny over and check under the date. If there's no letter, P, D, or S, congratulations, you might have a rare one. Use a magnifying glass to check for any doubling on the text or design. A double die error means the coin was struck twice, and that's huge for value. A regular penny should weigh about 2.5 grams, but some rare errors were accidentally minted on older 3.1 gram copper planchets. If yours is heavier, you might be in luck. A worn-out penny is cool, but a shiny, mint-condition one is where the real money is at. If yours has that fresh-out-the-mint glow, it could be worth more. In average condition isn't gonna make you rich. You're looking at a few bucks at most. That's when we start talking big money. The record sale for one of these bad boys was $1.2 million at an auction. That's not just pocket change, that's buy a house and retire money. Now, if you think you've hit the jackpot, don't just sell it to the first person who offers you 20 bucks. Here's what you should do: send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This will confirm its authenticity and grade, which massively impacts value. Heritage auctions, eBay, and great collections are great places to sell high-value coins. Sometimes, local coin shops or collectors will pay a premium for rare finds that change in your pocket. It could be worth a fortune. The next time you get some coins back, don't just throw them in a jar, take a closer look. You never know when you might find your own $1,000,000 miracle, and hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome coin hunting tips. I've got tons more content coming up on valuable coins, hidden errors, and smart collecting strategies. Hey there, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and curious minds. What if I told you that a simple penny, yes, that little copper coin sitting in your pocket, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Sounds crazy, right? But today, we're talking about one very special penny, the 1964 D Lincoln penny, that could turn an everyday collector into an overnight millionaire. And now, before you start checking your couch cushions or shaking down grandma's old coin jar, let's dive into what makes this penny so valuable. By the end of this video, you'll not only know why this coin is worth so much but also how to spot one, what errors to look for, and how to sell it for top dollar. Plus, I'll share a personal story about a time I almost let a valuable coin slip through my fingers, literally, so grab a drink, sit back, and let's uncover the $1,000,000 secrets hiding in your spare change. Why is the 1964 D Lincoln penny so valuable? Now, I know what you're thinking, it's just a penny. How on earth could it be worth more than a Lamborghini? Well, my friend, the value of this coin comes down to rarity, errors, and condition. In 1964, the Denver Mint produced billions of pennies, but not all were created equal. Some had unique minting errors, off-metal strikes, and doubled die features that make them rare collectibles today. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals big money. Condition. If you have a perfectly preserved, uncirculated 1964 D penny, you're looking at a potential fortune. Coins graded MS-67 or higher have sold for thousands, and the rarest ones have crossed the $1,000,000 mark. The coin that almost slipped through my fingers. Alright, let me tell you about the time I almost lost a valuable penny. A few years back, I was at a flea market, digging through a big OL box of random coins. It was a fill-a-bag for $5 kind of deal, basically, a treasure hunter's dream. I spotted a 1964 D penny, but at first glance, it looked just like any other old coin. And now, here's where things get funny. I almost left it behind because the guy next to me grabbed a handful of shiny silver coins, and I got distracted. But something told me, take another look. So I did. And guess what? The penny had a double die obverse error, one of the rarest mistakes on a 1964 D Lincoln penny. I sent it in for grading, and while it wasn't a $1,000,000 coin, it was still worth several $1,000s. That's when I realized, never underestimate a penny. If you're ready to check your change, here's what you need to look for. The D mint mark is located below the date on the front of the coin. If your penny doesn't have a mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia, not Denver. Look at the lettering, especially on Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters look slightly doubled, bingo! You might have a rare one. Some 1964 D pennies were accidentally struck on silver or foreign planchets. If your penny looks too light or too shiny, it might be worth checking out. Coins with little to no wear are the real jackpot. If yours still has sharp details and full luster, send it for professional grading. So, you found a 1964 D penny that looks promising. Now what? I repeat, do not clean your coin. Scrubbing it will destroy its value faster than a kid spending their allowance at a candy store. Get it authenticated and graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give you an official rating, which makes it easier to sell for top dollar. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and coin dealers are great places to sell, but always research the buyer to avoid scams. Other valuable pennies to look for. If you're hooked on the idea of finding a fortune in your pocket change, keep an eye out for these valuable pennies. So, who's heading straight to their piggy bank right now to check for a 1964 D penny? If you're feeling lucky, let me know in the comments. And hey, if you love learning about coins worth big money, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more insider tips, coin hunting tricks, and stories about people who struck it rich with spare change. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, share it with a fellow coin enthusiast, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. Alright, let me ask you something. Have you ever picked up a penny off the ground and thought, man, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one tiny, unassuming 2017 D Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million? Yeah, you heard that right. A single cent, something most people ignore, toss in their cup holder, or even refuse to pick up, could make you a millionaire. So, before you roll your eyes at that spare change in your pocket, listen up, because today we're diving into the insane world of rare pennies, and why this 2017 D Lincoln penny is causing a serious buzz in the coin collecting community. By the end of this video, you might just be running to check your couch cushions, and hey, if you love learning about hidden treasures in your pocket change, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I've got plenty more surprises coming your way. Alright, let's get into it. What makes this 2017 D Lincoln penny worth a staggering $1.8 million? I mean, it's not ancient, it's not made of gold, and it's not some top secret government experiment, or is it? Just kidding. But there is something incredibly rare about this coin, and we're going to break it down step by step of the 2017 D penny. What's the big deal? So, first off, the 2017 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark under the date. At first glance, it looks just like any other modern penny. But here's where things get interesting. There's a rare error variety that has collectors going absolutely nuts. This particular 2017 D penny was struck on a planchet meant for a dime. Yep, that means it's slightly smaller, lighter, and has a completely different metal composition than a normal penny. It was a total minting blunder, and collectors love a good mistake. Mint errors are like typos in the world of coins. Some are common, some are minor, but every once in a while, a big, juicy mistake slips through, and that's when things get wild. This penny is one of those rare cases where a mint worker probably had a long night, maybe too much coffee, and accidentally struck a penny design on a dime blank. Think of it like this. Imagine McDonald's accidentally printing a Big Mac wrapper on a McFlurry cup. It's still food packaging, but it's completely wrong, and suddenly people are scrambling to get their hands on one because it's rare. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A guy, let's call him Joe, was going through his pocket change one day. He's not a serious coin collector, just a regular guy. But something about this penny felt off. It was lighter, thinner, and just didn't look quite right. Instead of tossing it in his coin jar, he decided to do a little research. After digging around online, he realized he might have something valuable. So, he took it to a coin dealer, who nearly passed out when he saw it. They sent it off to be authenticated, and boom, Joe had just discovered one of the rarest modern pennies in existence. It later sold at auction for a mind-blowing $1.80 million. Imagine that. One day, you're buying a soda with your loose change, and the next, you're holding a coin that could buy you a mansion. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, do I have one of these in my change right now? And honestly, you just might. A 2017 D penny that feels too light or thin, a color or metallic shine that looks different than usual, a slightly smaller size compared to a regular penny. If you find a penny that fits these criteria, don't spend it. Take it to a coin shop or get it graded by a professional. Because if it turns out to be the real deal, well, congratulations, you're about to be rich. Now, if you don't find a 2017 D error penny, don't worry. There are plenty of other valuable modern pennies out there. So, always check your pocket change before spending it. You never know when you might have a small fortune sitting in your palm, and look, even if you don't find the $1 million penny, coin collecting is just plain fun. It's like treasure hunting, but without the risk of getting chased by pirates. Plus, every coin has a story, a little piece of history that you can hold in your hands. I mean, think about it. How many people have touched the coins in your pocket? Where have they been? What stories could they tell? Maybe the penny you're holding was once in a president's pocket. Maybe it was used to buy a candy bar back in the 50s. Maybe it fell out of someone's pocket on their first date. Coins are tiny time machines, and that's what makes them so cool. Alright, so what have we learned today? First, never underestimate the power of a penny. Second, always check your spare change because you might just be sitting on a fortune. And third, if you ever find a weird, off-looking coin, get it checked out, it could change your life. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, rare finds, and strategies to turn pocket change into big money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on the next big discovery. And before you go, let me know in the comments what's the coolest or weirdest coin you've ever found. I'd love to hear your stories. Hey, everyone. Imagine this, you're digging through your spare change, looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and bam. You spot a regular old penny, nothing fancy, or so you think. But hold on. That little copper coin might just be worth a life-changing $1.1 million. Yep, today we're talking about the 2006 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that looks completely ordinary but has collectors losing their minds. And trust me, after this video, you'll never look at your pocket change the same way again. I've got an incredible story about how someone almost spent one of these valuable pennies on a bag of chips. Seriously, it happened. We're also diving into what makes this penny so rare, how you can find one, and why collectors are throwing down big money for it. So grab your coin jar, because by the end of this video, you just might be rich. The wild story of $1 million penny. Alright, let's start with a story that still blows my mind. My buddy Tom, huge history nerd, loves collecting old stuff but knows nothing about coins. One day, he's at a gas station, digging in his pocket for change to buy a soda. He pulls out a 2006 Lincoln penny and is about to hand it over when the cashier, an older guy with a keen eye, stops him and says, "Hold on, kid, let me see that." Turns out, that penny was one of the rare no-mint mark 2006 Lincoln pennies worth over $1 million. Imagine almost trading a rare treasure for a bottle of cola. Moral of the story? Always check your change. Now, you might be wondering, what's the big deal? It's just a penny, right? Well, here's where things get interesting. Normally, coins made in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, so a no-mint mark penny from 2006 wouldn't normally raise eyebrows. But here's the twist: a small batch of 2006 pennies was struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were accidentally made with an older, high-quality metal composition, making them heavier and shinier than usual. Some of these pennies have doubling errors, misaligned dies, or other minting mistakes that drive collectors wild. And if your 2006 penny has these features, you're sitting on a fortune. Step 1: grab a magnifying glass or your phone's zoom camera. A regular penny weighs 2.5 grams, but these rare ones are slightly heavier, closer to 3.1 grams because of the error. A small difference, but a big deal for collectors. The valuable 2006 no-mint mark pennies often have a brighter, more reflective surface than normal because they were struck on a different type of metal. If the letters or date look like they're slightly shadowed or doubled, you might have a valuable variety. If the penny looks off-center or like it was struck unevenly, it could be one of these rare finds. People have found these just sitting in their spare change. Seriously, it could be in your couch cushions right now. Now let's talk money. How does a single penny get valued at over $1 million? It all comes down to supply and demand. There are only a handful of these error coins in existence, and collectors love unique mistakes. A rare 2006 no-mint mark penny in perfect condition can fetch 6 figures or even 7 at auction. Not long ago, one of these coins in pristine MS-69 condition, basically perfect, sold for a whopping $1.1 million. That's more than some Ferraris, and even if yours isn't in perfect shape, lower-grade versions still sell for thousands of dollars. So even if you don't strike the full million, it's still life-changing money for a penny. Alright, let's be real, who's running to check their penny jar right now? I know I did after hearing about this. Now, if you found this video helpful or just love hearing about coins worth serious money, do me a favor, hit that like button. It really helps this channel grow and lets me bring you more hidden coin treasures. And don't forget to subscribe because I've got more insane coin finds coming up, plus some expert tips on how to sell rare coins for top dollar. You won't want to miss it. Before you go, drop a comment below. What's the coolest or rarest coin you've ever found? Who knows, maybe you've got a fortune sitting in your pocket right now. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep checking your change. You never know when you might be holding $1 million penny. See you in the next video. Alright, picture this. You're digging through your couch cushions, hoping to find some spare change for a vending machine snack. You pull out a penny, nothing special, right? But hold on, what if that ordinary-looking penny was worth $1.20 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be the key to a life-changing payday. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we talk about hidden treasure hiding right in your pocket change. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on more coin hunting secrets. Today, we're diving into the shocking value of the 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. We'll break down why this coin is worth a fortune, how to tell if you have one, and what you should do if you strike gold, copper. Let me start with a little story. A few years ago, my friend was cleaning out his old desk drawer, and he found a handful of pennies. He was about to toss them into a jar when he remembered that I had been talking non-stop about valuable coins. So, just for fun, he looked them up. And guess what? One of those pennies was actually worth over $5,000. Now, imagine finding one worth $1.2 million. That's not just vending machine money, that's buy a house money. So, what makes this tiny, seemingly unremarkable penny so special? A couple of things. First, the 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is rare because of a unique error. Some of these pennies were mistakenly struck with an experimental design, creating a distinct and highly sought-after variety, but the big money comes in when these rare coins are found in pristine condition. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for high-grade coins, meaning those with little to no wear and tear. If your penny looks like it just came out of the mint, you might be sitting on a jackpot, alright, so now you're probably thinking, wait, do I have one of these in my coin jar? Great question. Here's what you need to do. Most pennies have a small letter under the date, like D4 Denver or S4 San Francisco. But the 1998 no-mint mark penny, as the name suggests, won't have any letter there. That's step 1. Some of these rare 1998 pennies were struck with a special white AM reverse. Check the spacing between the letters A and M in America. If they're clearly separated rather than touching, you might have a winner. If you think your penny matches the criteria, check its condition. The shinier and more flawless, the better. Coins in mint state condition, graded MS67 or higher, are the ones fetching the big bucks. If you think you've got a valuable one, don't just take it to your local bank. Have it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC to determine its true value. That little certification can be the difference between a few $100 and a life-changing fortune. Now, let's talk money. The 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has sold for staggering amounts at auction. A high-grade example recently sold for $1.2 million. Even coins in slightly lower conditions have sold for thousands of dollars. This is why it's so important to check your change. You never know what could be hiding in your pocket, so, there you have it. The next time you see a penny, don't just toss it aside, it could be worth a fortune. Whether you're an experienced coin collector or just someone who likes the thrill of the hunt, checking your change could be one of the easiest ways to strike it rich. And hey, if you learned something new today, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you want more tips on valuable coins and hidden treasures, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Who knows? The next video might just help you find your own $1 million penny. And now, go check your pockets, your couch cushions, and your old piggy banks. And if you find something amazing, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Hey, coin lovers! Have you ever emptied your pocket, glanced at a penny, and thought, well, this is basically worthless? What if I told you that one tiny, unassuming penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million? Yes, you heard that right, a single 1960 Lincoln penny could make you a millionaire. Now, before you go digging through your change jar like a detective on a mission, let me tell you exactly why this penny is worth so much, what to look for, and how you can possibly cash in big time. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. Oh, and stick around, because I've got a hilarious personal story about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin without even knowing it. Spoiler alert, it was a close call. The story behind the 1960 penny. First things first, what's so special about the 1960 Lincoln penny? Well, in 1960, the US Mint produced two different penny designs, one with a small date and one with a large date. And this is where things get interesting. Some pennies from the Denver Mint ended up with an extremely rare minting error called a D over D repunched mint mark. Basically, the Denver D was stamped twice, slightly offset, creating a distinct doubling effect. This was a huge mistake, but mistakes in the coin world often mean big money. Collectors love these kinds of errors because they make a coin rare, and rarity equals value. So, if you've got a 1960 penny, it's time to take a closer look. If it has the right error, congratulations, you might just be holding a fortune in your hand. Now, let's talk numbers. The average 1960 penny? Maybe a few cents. A regular 1960 small date penny in good condition? A couple of dollars, but here's where it gets exciting. If you have the rare D over D mint mark in pristine condition, it can sell for up to $1.3 million at auction. Yes, million with an M. That's enough to buy a house, a luxury car, or, if you're really into coins, about 130 million other pennies. How to spot a valuable 1960 penny? Alright, so now you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have the $1 million penny? If the numbers look slightly different or doubled, you might have a rare one. Not if you see a double D, that's a jackpot sign. The repunched mint mark is key to its value. The better the condition, the more it's worth. If it looks like it just came out of the mint, you're in business. Almost losing a valuable coin. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car, and I had this habit of just tossing loose change into the cup holder. One day, I decided to finally clean it out, and I was this close to dumping all the pennies into a Coinstar machine, but at the last second, I thought, let me just take a quick look. And guess what? I found an old 1960 penny. I didn't think much of it at first, but I decided to check it out later that night. I did some research and saw that some of these pennies could be worth big money. I grabbed a magnifying glass, examined the mint mark, and, well, turns out mine wasn't the $1 million one. But what if it had been? Since then, I've been obsessed with checking my change before spending it. And now, I want you to be obsessed too, because you never know what treasure might be hiding in your pocket. Heritage auctions, Stacksbowers, and great collections are great options. Yes, people really buy valuable pennies on eBay. Local coin shops and collectors might be interested. Coin shows, if you're serious about selling, coin shows are a great place to meet collectors and experts, but whatever you do, don't clean the coin. Even if it looks dirty, cleaning it can reduce its value. Just keep it in a safe place and get it professionally graded. Why you should start checking your change. If you've ever thought coin collecting was just for old guys with magnifying glasses, think again. People of all ages are finding rare and valuable coins every single day. And with the price of rare pennies skyrocketing, now is the best time to start looking. Alright, my fellow coin hunters, we've covered a lot today. The 1960 Lincoln penny is one of the most surprising hidden treasures out there, and if you find the right one, it could change your life. LGO, check your pockets, your couch cushions, your piggy banks, heck, even that jar of pennies sitting in your kitchen. You never know what you might find, and if you loved this video and want more tips on coins worth serious money, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Oh, and if you've ever found a rare or valuable coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Alright, picture this: you're digging through your couch cushions, hoping to find some spare change for a soda, and bam, you pull out a regular OL penny. No big deal, right? Just another 1-cent piece. But what if I told you that tiny copper coin in your hand could actually be worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million? Yeah, you heard that right. A 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is sold for that insane amount, and today, we're diving deep into why this little guy is such a big deal. So, if you've ever tossed your pennies aside thinking they're worthless, buckle up, because after this video, you're gonna be checking every single one like a detective at a crime scene. Oh, and stick around till the end, because I'm gonna share a personal story about the time I almost spent a valuable coin, nearly flushed thousands of dollars down the drain. First things first, what makes this particular penny so valuable? It's not made of gold, it doesn't have diamonds embedded in it, and as far as I know, it wasn't blessed by a coin collecting wizard. Nope, its value comes from something much more subtle: errors and rarity. The 1984 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which typically didn't use a mint mark at that time. That's not super unusual. What's unusual is the specific double die obverse (DDO) error that some of these pennies have. If you look at Lincoln's face, particularly his ear and bow tie, you might notice some extra doubling. It's like Honest Abe got a shadow ear or a ghostly second bow tie. This doubling happened during the minting process, and collectors go absolutely wild for these kinds of errors. Okay, now that we know why it's special, let's talk about how to find one. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to accidentally spend $1 million penny on a pack of GUM.NO mint mark. This means it was minted in Philadelphia. Doubled ear on Lincoln's portrait. Look closely, because it can be subtle. Extra details around his bow tie, sharp, clear doubling, not just a worn out look. Now, if you're thinking, wait, I don't want to stare at every single penny like a crazy person, don't worry. There are cheap magnifying glasses you can buy, or even use your phone's camera and zoom in for a closer look. And now let's talk about the part that everyone wants to know: the money. While the absolute highest sale for one of these was $1.4 million, not every 1984 no-mint mark penny with doubling will hit that jackpot. The value depends on, if it looks like it got run over by a lawnmower, it's probably worth less. But if it's in pristine, mint state condition, we're talking serious cash. Fewer high-quality versions exist, which drives the price up. If coin collectors are in a frenzy looking for this error, prices skyrocket. A solid uncirculated version can still sell for thousands, even if it's not a perfect MS-67 or MS-68 grade. So, if you find one, get it checked by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC before making any moves. The time I almost spent a valuable penny. Alright, story time. This is where I tell you how I almost became a cautionary tale. A few years ago, I was cleaning out an old piggy bank. It had been sitting in my closet since I was a kid, filled with random coins I'd collected over time. I didn't think much of it, just some quarters, dimes, and, of course, a ton of pennies. I was about to dump the whole thing into a Coinstar machine, but then, at the last second, something told me to check the pennies. And guess what? I found a 1972 double-die penny. Now, it wasn't worth millions, but I still ended up selling it for over $1,000, which, let me tell you, is a lot more than 1 cent. That moment changed everything for me. It made me realize just how much money people leave on the table or in their coin jars without even knowing it. So, moral of the story? Always check your change. So there you have it. The 1984 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, a tiny coin that could turn your spare change into life-changing money. And if you made it this far, I have a feeling you're just as fascinated by valuable coins as I am. So here's what I want you to do next: inspect them for doubling on Lincoln's ear and bow tie. If and most importantly, subscribe to the channel because I've got plenty more hidden treasure coin videos coming your way. If you've ever wondered if your spare change could be worth a fortune, I'm here to help you find out. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're gonna start checking your pennies from now on. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. What if I told you that a simple penny, yes, that little copper coin you probably ignore in your pocket, could be worth $1.50 million? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. And today, we're talking about the 1949 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, one of the most surprising hidden gems in the world of coin collecting. Now, before you run to your piggy bank and start flipping every penny over, let me tell you why this particular penny is so valuable, how you can spot one, and most importantly, how to make sure you're not accidentally spending a fortune on a soda. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. So, grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. Alright, let's start with the basics. What makes this tiny piece of copper worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills? First, the fact that it has no mint mark. Normally, Lincoln pennies from this era were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, marked with a D, or San Francisco, marked with an S. But the 1949 no mint mark penny? It's a rare variety that was accidentally struck in a way that makes it extremely valuable today. Now, if you're wondering, wait, doesn't that mean it was made in Philadelphia? You're absolutely right. But here's the kicker: most Philly minted pennies from 1949 aren't rare at all, except for a very special few that have errors, unique characteristics, or are in pristine condition. And those are the ones that can fetch jaw-dropping prices. So, what makes this one specific penny a millionaire's dream? Well, there are a few factors. Some of these pennies have what's called a double die obverse, which means the design was accidentally stamped twice, creating a slight shadow or doubling effect, especially on Lincoln's face or the lettering. Imagine looking at Lincoln and thinking, wow, why does he look like he just had too much coffee? That slight doubling effect can be a jackpot sign. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I found a 1949 penny in my grandpa's old cigar box. I thought, hey, this looks kind of old. So, I did some research. Turns out, it was worth 1 cent. Yeah, total heartbreak. Why? Because it was scratched up, discolored, and had lived a rough life bouncing around in pockets for decades. But a 1949 penny in mint condition, meaning no scratches, perfect details, and a bright, shiny surface, can sell for crazy money. We're talking 6, even 7 figures. The record sale? A whopping $1.5 million at auction. Supply and demand, my friends. Not many of these high-quality, error pennies exist today. And collectors? They're willing to pay top dollar to get their hands on one. Think of it like rare sneakers, except instead of Michael Jordan's signature, you get Abraham Lincoln's face. Now for the fun part: how can you find one of these million-dollar pennies? First, make sure it's from 1949. Number 1959, number 1948. It has to be the exact year. If there's a little D or S under the date, sorry, no jackpot for you. If there's no mint mark, you're still in the game. Use a magnifying glass and check for any doubling on Lincoln's face, the date, or lettering. If your penny looks like it's been through a war, it's probably not worth millions. But if it's in good shape, you might just have a fortune in your hands. Okay, let's say you do find one. First off, congrats! You just hit the coin jackpot. But before you run to eBay, here's what you need to do: don't clean it. Cleaning a rare coin can actually decrease its value. A coin with original luster is much more valuable. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify its authenticity and give it an official grade. Auctions and professional coin dealers are your best bet for getting top dollar. Real stories of big money sales. Still not convinced? Here are some real life cases. In 2018, a collector paid $1.5 million for a near perfect 1949 no mint mark penny. Another similar penny, with a slight error, sold for $750,000 just because of a minor doubling in the lettering. Even a lower grade version of this penny can still sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. Not bad for something most people overlook. That little penny sitting at the bottom of your drawer might actually be a secret fortune waiting to be discovered. The 1949 no mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight. Now, before you go digging through your couch cushions looking for one, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you love learning about valuable coins, rare finds, and money-making coin strategies, this is the place for you. And hey, if you do find $1 million penny, don't forget who told you about it. Maybe send me a tiny thank you check? No pressure, but, just saying. Hey, what's up, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and folks who just found a penny in their couch cushions and thought, wonder if this is worth anything? Today, I've got a crazy story for you. Imagine picking up a regular old penny, one you probably wouldn't think twice about, and later realizing it's worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Yeah, we're talking about the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and this little copper beauty is making serious waves in the coin world. And now, before you go dumping out every penny jar in your house, stick with me. I'll break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, what makes it rare, and most importantly, how you might actually have one sitting around without even knowing it. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. The mystery of the 1981 no mint mark penny. So, first things first, what exactly is a no mint mark penny? Usually, coins have a little letter stamped on them that tells us where they were made. A D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, and if there's no mark at all, that usually means it was made in Philadelphia. Except, sometimes, mistakes happen, and in 1981, someone at the US Mint must have had a rough morning because some pennies were struck without a mint mark when they shouldn't have been. Normally, Philly pennies didn't have mint marks back then, but this specific batch was struck with a different die, one that had a rare variation, making it an extreme collector's item today. Alright, here's where things get wild. A typical 1981 penny? Worth 1 cent, shocking, I know. But this special no mint mark version? $1.6 million. Let's break down why. This isn't just any missing mint mark. This was a unique, striking mistake that created a highly collectible variety. Serious collectors love these kinds of errors, and when demand is high, so is the price. The biggest sales have happened with pristine, uncirculated versions, meaning if you find one, don't toss it in your junk drawer. Here's how to check now. Let's talk about what everyone's wondering. Could you actually have one of these $1 million pennies? Here's what you need to do: look for a 1981 penny. If it's not from that year, keep searching. Just a blank space? You might be onto something. The most valuable versions are well struck with sharp details. If your penny looks like it's been through a washing machine 5 times, well, let's just say it might not be the $1 million one. If you think you found one, take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm whether you've hit the jackpot or just have another lucky penny. Okay, real talk, when I first started collecting coins, I thought it was all just about old stuff. If it's not from the 1800s, it's probably not worth much. But then, one day, I found a 1981 penny with no mint mark. My heart stopped for a second. I was ready to book a vacation and buy a new car. Turns out, it was just a regular Philly penny. No rare error, no big payday. But that moment? That tiny spark of hope? That's what got me hooked on coin collecting. Because you never know, the next one you find could be the real deal, so, there you have it. The 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a tiny coin with a massive price tag. If you're even a little bit curious, go check your piggy banks, coin jars, or even that random pile of change in your car. Because who knows? You could be sitting on a $1.6 million treasure and not even realize it. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into valuable coins and money-making strategies. Got a crazy coin story? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to hear it. Alright, let's start with a little game. If you're watching this right now, go grab your loose change, that jar of pennies you've been ignoring forever. Trust me, this might be the best treasure hunt of your life. Because today, we're talking about a simple, everyday penny that could be worth $1.70 million. Yes, you heard that right. A 1969 D Lincoln penny, the kind you've probably spent without a second thought, has turned regular people into millionaires. So, what makes this coin so special? Why are collectors throwing crazy amounts of money at it? And how can you check if you have one sitting in your couch cushions? Stick around, because I'm breaking it all down, no confusing coin jargon, just straight facts, some laughs, and maybe even a little bit of jealousy if you realize you've already spent one of these. Okay, let's get into the good stuff. First off, what does that little D mean? It stands for Denver, which is where this penny was minted. In 1969, the US Mint was cranking out pennies like crazy, but something wild happened. A small number of these coins ended up with a rare and valuable error. Now, before we get to the details, let me tell you a quick story. I once had a friend, let's call him Mike, who was obsessed with coins. He swore up and down that he had a special penny. He carried it around like it was a golden ticket, telling everyone it was rare. Spoiler alert, it was just a regular penny. But here's the thing, if it had been one of these 1969 D pennies, Mike wouldn't have been crazy, he would have been a millionaire. There's one major reason why this penny is worth so much: a unique doubling error. This error, called a double die obverse, makes certain letters and numbers on the front of the coin look like they've been stamped twice. The most obvious spots? Look at Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1969. If those look weirdly doubled, bingo, you just hit the jackpot. But wait, there's more. The Denver Mint didn't actually produce this error, it came from another facility, which makes finding one even rarer. That's why collectors are willing to shell out big bucks for it. Quick fun fact, the US Secret Service once thought these coins were counterfeits and seized a bunch of them. Imagine having $1 million penny and then having the government snatch it from you. Talk about a bad day, alright, here's the part you've been waiting for. How do you know if you have this golden, or should I say copper, ticket sitting in your pocket? Look at the date and mint mark. It should say 1969D, check for doubling on the letters. If Liberty or In God We Trust looks blurry or doubled, you might be onto something. Don't clean it. Seriously, people ruin valuable coins by trying to make them shiny. Collectors want them in their natural, aged state. Get it authenticated. If you think you have one, take it to a professional coin grader like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you if it's the real deal. First of all, congratulations. You're now in possession of a coin that could change your life. The best thing to do next? Don't sell it to the first buyer you find. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbauers specialize in rare coins and will get you the best price. Imagine walking away with $1.7 million just because you took the time to check your pocket change, and if you don't have one? No worries. There are tons of other valuable coins out there, and the more you know, the better your chances of finding one. Look for that 1969D with the double die error. If you find one, you're in for a serious payday. Never clean rare coins, leave them just as they are, and most importantly, start paying attention to your spare change. Seriously, who needs the lottery when you can get rich from a penny? Now, if you love learning about valuable coins, rare finds, and all the crazy stories behind them, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing more tips on what to look for, how to sell valuable coins, and even some secret tricks most collectors don't know. And hey, if you check your pennies tonight and find a rare one, come back and tell me in the comments. I want to hear about it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we talk about coins that can make you rich. Now, tell me, when was the last time you actually checked the pennies in your pocket? Probably never, right? Well, after today's video, I guarantee you'll never look at pennies the same way again, because somewhere out there, sitting in someone's old piggy bank or stuck under a couch cushion, is a 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yeah, you heard me right, one little penny, almost $2 million. I know what you're thinking. A 1988 penny? I see those all the time. That can't be worth anything. But oh, my friend, it is. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and what to do if you find one. Alright, so let's break this down. The 1988 Lincoln penny is usually just another copper-plated zinc coin, worth, well, a penny. But here's where things get crazy. There's a rare variety that was accidentally struck using the wrong design for the lettering on Lincoln's bust. This is called the transitional reverse error. Basically, in 1988, the US Mint was preparing to switch designs for 1989 pennies. But somehow, a few 1988 pennies got the new lettering design before they were supposed to. And this tiny mistake is what makes the coin so valuable, and now, to the untrained eye, these pennies look exactly the same. But if you grab a magnifying glass or just squint really hard, you'll notice a small difference in the way the letters FG, the initials of the designer Frank Gasparo, appear near the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. How to spot one in your spare change? Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do I find this $1 million penny? Well, first things first, you need to check the back of the coin. If the initials have a more rounded design instead of sharp, blocky letters, you might be onto something. That means it was minted in Philadelphia. Perfect condition matters. The best finds are in near perfect shape, but even worn versions can be worth a lot. Was cleaning out his junk drawer. You know, the one where we all throw random batteries, old receipts, and mystery keys? Anyway, he finds a bunch of pennies, and instead of tossing them in a tip jar, he decides to check them. Guess what? Boom! He found a 1988 penny with the rare FG design. He didn't even know it was special until he looked it up. Unfortunately for Mike, his wasn't in mint condition, so it wasn't worth the full $1.8 million. But he still sold it for a few $1,000s. Not bad for a penny. He almost forgot about where to sell your penny for big money. So let's say you hit the jackpot and find one of these pennies. What next? Get it verified. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if it's the real deal, auction it off. The rarest coins sell for millions at big auction houses like heritage auctions, online marketplaces. Sites like eBay and Stacksbowers can also fetch you a good price, but be careful of scams. If you do find one, do not clean it. I repeat, don't scrub it, polish it, or do anything to make it shinier. Collectors love natural coins, even if they look a little worn. And now, you might be wondering, why are people paying millions for a penny? Well, the truth is, collectors love rare errors. It's like Pokemon cards or classic cars. When something is rare, people will pay crazy amounts to own it, and right now, rare coin collecting is hotter than ever. People are realizing that old change can literally be life-changing. Are you sitting on a fortune? The only way to know is to start checking your coins. You never know, your next trip to the grocery store could land you a rare 1988 penny that turns you into a millionaire. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I drop new videos all the time on coins worth big money, so you don't want to miss out. And hey, if you find a rare coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Hey everyone! Let me ask you something. Have you ever picked up a penny, looked at it, and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one little penny from 1986, yes, the year of big hair, shoulder pads, and Top Gun, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million? Yeah, that's right. A coin you might have tossed in a jar, dropped in your couch, or handed to a cashier without a second thought could actually make you a millionaire. So, if you've got a jar of old pennies sitting at home, do not dump them into the Coinstar just yet. You could be sitting on a small fortune and not even know it. Stick around, because today, I'm going to break down why this 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is worth a fortune, how you can spot one, and what makes it so special. And of course, I'll throw in a personal story that might just make you want to start checking your pockets ASAP. Alright, let's get into it. What makes this 1986 penny worth a whopping $1.1 million? Well, let's start with a little backstory, the basics, why this penny is special. So, first things first, 1986 pennies were made in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, you'd find a little letter below the date: P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, or S for San Francisco. But here's where it gets crazy. some pennies from 1986 were accidentally struck without a mint mark. And that, my friends, is where the money is. Think about it like this: imagine you bought a rare pair of sneakers, but the logo was accidentally left off. Suddenly, instead of being just another pair of shoes, they're now a collector's item worth thousands. The same thing happens in the coin world. Mistakes make money. And now, how did this minting error even happen? Well, back in the 80s, the US Mint was transitioning into new processes, and somewhere along the way, some pennies never got their mint mark stamped. Normally, mint employees catch these kinds of mistakes, but somehow, these slip through the cracks. And because they're so rare, collectors are willing to pay big bucks to get their hands on one. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare gems? Here's what you need to do: start digging through that old jar, your pockets, or even your grandma's coin collection. Look just below the year on the coin. If you see a D or S, it's still worth checking, but it's not the jackpot coin. If your penny doesn't have a mint mark at all, you might just be holding $1 million coin. But wait. Before you start celebrating and planning your dream vacation, there's one more important step. Here's the deal: the highest prices go to coins that are in pristine condition. That means no scratches, no dents, no weird stains from being in a vending machine for too long. The lettering and Lincoln's face should be crisp. If it looks like it just came from the bank, even better. How much is it really worth? Now, let's talk cold, hard cash. If you find a circulated 1986 no mint mark penny, it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition. But if you have one in mint state condition, buckle up, because collectors are willing to pay up to $1.1 million for a perfect example. Yes, a single penny could literally change your life. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, and I was 1 cent short for my purchase. I dug into my pocket, found a penny, and casually tossed it into the cashier's hand. Fast forward a few months later, I started learning about rare coins and how some pennies are worth a fortune. Out of curiosity, I checked my old coin jar, and guess what? I had a no mint mark penny from the same year. Now, I don't know if it was worth $1 million, but the thought that I might have literally given away a rare penny still haunts me to this day. You never know when you might be handing over a tiny piece of copper that could buy you a house. The 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny is super rare and worth up to $1.1 million. If you have one, check its condition, because that can make all the difference. Never underestimate the power of pocket change. You might be richer than you think, so now you know what to do. Start hunting for those pennies. Check your drawers, old piggy banks, and even the floor of your car. You never know what treasure you might find. And if you found this video helpful, entertaining, or just downright shocking, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm always sharing tips, stories, and secrets about coins that could be worth big money. Don't miss out, your next $1 million discovery might be right in your pocket. Hey, what's up, coin collectors and treasure hunters? Imagine this: you're digging through your change, maybe grabbing a penny to pay for that last cent at the store, and boom, you just handed over a coin that could have made you a millionaire. Yeah, I know, gut-wrenching, right? Well, today, we're talking about a penny that looks completely ordinary but is worth a mind-blowing $1.2 million. That's right, the 2005 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. And now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, how is a penny from 2005 worth more than my car? Great question. And we're about to break it all down. So, grab your coin jars, because by the end of this video, you might just be a millionaire without even knowing it. Alright, let's start with the obvious. The 2005 Lincoln penny was minted in massive numbers, so why is this specific one worth a fortune? The key is the missing mint mark. Typically, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark, but what makes this one different is a rare error that turned it into an ultra-valuable collector's item. The US Mint is usually pretty careful, but every once in a while, a mistake slips through. This time, a small batch of 2005 pennies was struck with an unusual die error, giving them a distinct look that only a handful of collectors spotted early on. That's right, some lucky folks picked these up for a cent and are now sitting on a small fortune. Now, here's where things get juicy. The 2005 no mint mark penny that's worth the big bucks isn't just any penny, it's got some wild errors. Some of the most valuable ones have the design appears doubled, especially around Lincoln's face and the date. If Honest Abe looks like he had too much coffee and is vibrating, you might be in luck. If part of the design is missing because the coin wasn't properly aligned, you've hit the jackpot. Little cracks in the metal that make the coin unique and highly collectible. A combination of these errors can skyrocket the value of this penny. turning it from a piece of spare change into a $1.2 million payday. Let's talk numbers. A few years back, one of these bad boys was sold at an auction for over $1.2 million. Yes, you heard that right. That's a house. That's a sports car. That's an entire college tuition bill wiped out, all from a penny. Now, not every 2005 no mint mark penny is worth that much, but if you've got one with the right errors and in top-notch condition, collectors will pay insane amounts for it. And let's be real, who doesn't want to turn a penny into $1 million? Alright, story time. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, and I got some pennies back as change. I did the usual quick glance, throw it in my pocket move, but something about one of them seemed off. It had a weird smudge near Lincoln's face, and I thought, maybe it's just dirt. Fast forward a week, I'm watching an auction online, and I see a coin that looks eerily similar to the one I had in my pocket. I nearly flipped the couch over. I scrambled to find it, but of course, I had already spent it at a vending machine. Yep, I handed over a potentially valuable penny for a bag of stale chips. Lesson learned: check your change, people. Now that I've officially stressed you out about the pennies you've spent, let's talk about how to check if you have one. Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone. Look for doubling on the text in Lincoln's portrait. If the design looks shifted, that's a good sign. Examine the coin for cracks or missing details. These can indicate a valuable minting error. The cleaner and shinier, the better. A worn-down penny won't fetch the same price. If you think you've got one, take it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can officially verify its value, and trust me, that's a call you want to make. Okay, let's say you've hit the jackpot, what now? You don't just walk into a bank and ask for $1 million for your penny. You need to get it graded and then sell it through reputable auction houses. Like, your next $1 million opportunity might be sitting in your pocket right now. The 2005 no mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that small things can be worth a fortune. It just takes a little patience and a good eye to find them. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in your spare change, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got tons of content coming that will help you spot rare coins, understand their value, and maybe even turn you into a coin hunting pro. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. You never know, someone in the comments might be sitting on $1 million penny and not even realize it. Hey, what's up, coin hunters? Have you ever had one of those moments where you find a penny on the ground, and for a split second, you wonder, is this one of those rare ones worth a fortune? Well, let me tell you something, you just might be holding onto a small piece of history that could change your life today. We're talking about a simple, everyday coin that most people overlook, the 1979 Lincoln penny. Now, you might be thinking, come on, it's just a penny. But what if I told you that one of these bad boys recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.30 million? Yeah, I know what you're thinking, I've got a whole jar of pennies sitting at home. Am I sitting on a gold mine? Well, stick with me, and I'll tell you exactly what makes this penny so special, how to identify one, and how you can cash in big time if you find one. Alright, let's take a little trip back to 1979. Disco was still hanging on, Star Wars was taking over the world, and some lucky folks were unknowingly getting a rare and valuable penny in their pocket change. The Denver Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies that year, over 4 billion, to be exact. But here's the kicker, among those billions, there were a few unique error coins and high-quality specimens that are now worth insane amounts of money. And now, I actually have a funny story about this. A few years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage, and he had this old coffee can full of pennies. He told me, boy, you're wasting your time looking through those. A penny's a penny. But guess what? I found a 1979 D in near-perfect condition. Now, it wasn't worth millions, but it was still valuable. And that's when I realized these rare coins are hiding right under our noses. So, what makes this penny different from all the others? Well, there are 3 major reasons why a 1979 Lincoln penny could be worth a fortune. Some of these pennies have unique mistakes, like double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. These errors make them incredibly valuable to collectors. Coins that are in MS67 or higher condition, which means they're in near-perfect shape, are worth significantly more. The better the condition, the higher the price. Rare coins aren't just about mistakes. Sometimes, collectors go crazy for specific years, especially if few high-quality versions exist. It had a combination of a double die obverse and a perfect mint state grading, making it one of the rarest pennies ever found. Alright, so now that you're probably digging through your couch cushions, let's talk about how to identify one of these valuable 1979 D pennies. This will be right below the year on the front of the penny. Examine the date and lettering. If the numbers or letters look doubled or have a shadow effect, you might have a double die variety, and if your penny looks fresh off the press with a shiny, crisp surface, it could be worth grading. A small error can make a huge difference in value, so check carefully. Let's say you find a promising 1979 D penny. What's next? Well, you don't want to just take it to your local bank and get a single cent for it. That would be like selling a winning lottery ticket for pocket change. A professional coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC, can tell you if your coin is legit. eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections are great places to auction off rare coins. A reputable coin shop might offer you a fair price if they recognize its value. These events are packed with collectors willing to pay top dollar for rare finds. Conclusion: underestimate a penny. The next time you get change at the store, take a second and check those coins. You might just be holding onto a $1 million treasure without even knowing it. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins worth money, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips coming your way to help you find hidden treasures in your own pocket change. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a coffee can full of pennies to go through. Who knows? Maybe I'll find my own $1 million coin. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I have a mind-blowing story for you. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a regular OL penny, and then realizing, bam! It's worth $1.4 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because this is exactly what happened with a rare 2013 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Now, before you start emptying your piggy bank or flipping over every penny at the gas station, let me walk you through why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and how you might just have a fortune sitting in your couch cushions. And hey, if you love uncovering hidden treasure in your loose change, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we're always dropping new videos on coins that could make you rich. Why is this 2013 penny worth $1.40 million? Now, you might be wondering, it's a penny from 2013, what's so special about it? And honestly, that's a fair question. I mean, it's not like it's ancient, or made out of gold, or was found in a pirate's treasure chest. But this little coin has something extremely rare going for it. First, it has no mint mark. Normally, pennies from 2013 should have a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia printed under the year. But this one? Completely blank. That means it wasn't officially meant to exist. It's a minting error, and as coin collectors know, mistakes make money. Now, here's where it gets wild. A collector recently paid $1.4 million at auction for one of these because it's one of the only known examples in pristine condition. That's right, a mistake from the US Mint just turned an everyday coin into a millionaire's dream. Alright, so now you're probably staring at every penny you own. And honestly, you should be. Because if you find one, it could change your life. Here's what to look for: look under the year. If there's a D or P, it's just a regular penny. But if it's missing, you might be onto something huge. The rarest and most valuable pennies are in mint condition, meaning no scratches, dents, or wear. If it looks like it's been through a washing machine, it's probably not worth millions. While most pennies from this year are zinc with a thin copper coating, some error coins have been found with a full copper planchet. These are even rarer and worth big bucks. Alright, let me tell you a quick story. A few months ago, I was at a flea market looking through an old coin collection. This guy had a giant bucket labeled Lucky Pennies, 10 for $1. Being the coin nerd that I am, I dug through them for fun. As I was sorting through the change, I saw a 2013 penny with no mint mark. My heart almost stopped. I immediately grabbed my phone, Googled it, and started sweating like I had just found buried treasure. I ran back to my car, got my magnifying glass, yes, I carry one because I'm that person, and started inspecting it. And, turns out it was just a worn-down penny where the mint mark had faded. Talk about emotional damage, but here's the thing, that experience made me realize just how easy it is to overlook valuable coins. And that's why checking your change is always worth it. So let's say you hit the jackpot and find a real 2013 no mint Mark Lincoln penny in your collection. What do you do next? Seriously, don't even breathe on it too hard. cleaning a rare coin can actually decrease its value. You'll want a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to verify that your coin is legit. High-end coin collectors and auction houses pay top dollar. Heritage auctions, eBay, for the brave, and specialized coin shows are great places to sell, and trust me, if you find one of these, your bank account will be very happy. A 2013 no-mint mark Lincoln penny was sold for $1.4 million because of a rare minting error. You can spot one by checking for no-mint mark, excellent condition, and unusual copper coloring. Get it authenticated, and sell it the right way. So, what do you think? Are you going to start checking your pocket change more often? Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin, and before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we're always uncovering the next big coin that could be hiding in your change jar. Hey there, fellow coin hunters. Imagine this: you're digging through your pocket change, thinking you've got nothing but a bunch of common pennies, and bam! You come across a simple 2017 Lincoln penny. You shrug and toss it aside, but wait. What if I told you that little copper coin could be worth a life-changing $1.50 million? That's right, I know, you're probably thinking, come on, it's just a regular penny from a few years ago. How could it be worth more than my car? Well, today, we're diving deep into the surprising world of coin collecting, uncovering why this particular 2017 Lincoln penny is so valuable, and how you might just have one sitting in your change jar. So, stick around because this might just be the most profitable 40 minutes you've ever spent. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at pennies the same way again. Alright, let's break it down. The 2017 Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the little D mint mark. Now, in most cases, modern pennies are just, well, pennies. But every now and then, something magical happens at the US Mint. A small mistake, a rare variation, or even a special historical significance can send a coin's value through the roof. One of the biggest reasons some 2017 pennies are worth a fortune is due to a rare minting error. Some of these pennies were struck with a double die obverse. That means certain features, like Lincoln's face, the lettering, or even the date, appear slightly doubled. It's subtle, but to collectors, that tiny mistake is pure gold. Well, copper, and let's be honest, we all make mistakes, right? Ever send a text meant for your boss to your mom? Yeah, embarrassing. But in the case of these pennies, the mint's little slip-up turned out to be $1 million jackpot for a lucky few. How to spot one in your pocket change now? Let's talk about how you can find one of these valuable pennies. First, grab a magnifying glass or even your phone's camera. Seriously, zoom in like you're investigating a crime scene. Look closely at the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters look slightly doubled or blurred, you might be holding onto a fortune. Also, check the date. If it appears slightly misaligned or has a shadowy effect, that could be a sign of a double die error. And here's a pro tip: always check the rim of the coin. If it has an unusual thickness or any extra metal sticking out, that could mean it was struck improperly. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. The highest recorded sale of a 2017 Lincoln penny with this rare error went for a whopping $1.50 million at auction. Imagine turning a single cent into enough money to buy a house, a car, and still have plenty left for a dream vacation. Of course, not every 2017 penny is worth that much. The condition of the coin plays a huge role. A well-preserved, mint-condition coin, graded MS65 or higher, will fetch top dollar. But even lower-grade ones can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. A personal story: how I almost missed out. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was going through some old coins with my grandpa. He was the type who always said, check your change, you never know what you'll find. One day, I found a weird-looking penny, and he laughed, saying, that thing's worth maybe 5 cents on a good day. Fast forward to last year, I saw an article about the 2017 penny and realized I had one that looked just like it. I nearly fell off my chair when I looked closer and saw the doubling on the lettering. Long story short, I took it to a coin dealer, and while mine wasn't $1 million coin, I still made a cool $2,500. Never underestimate your spare change. That little coin almost ended up in a vending machine. Now, if you think you've got a rare one, where should you go? Reputable coin shops can give you a professional evaluation. Just make sure you're dealing with someone legit. Sites like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections can bring in serious bidders. These events attract serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare finds. Getting your coin certified by PCGS or NGC can significantly increase its value. Before you start dreaming of million-dollar paydays, let's talk about a few mistakes people make. Do not clean your penny. Even if it looks a little dirty, collectors want coins in their original condition. Just because someone offers you a few $100 doesn't mean that's the best price. Get multiple opinions. A tiny error can mean the difference between a regular penny and a jackpot. Take your time and examine every detail. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, we've covered a lot today. Who knew that a simple 2017 D Lincoln penny could be worth more than a luxury car? The best part? These coins are still out there, waiting to be discovered. So, the next time you're about to toss your change into a jar or, heaven forbid, use it at the store, take a second look. You might just be holding a small fortune. If you found this video helpful, or at least entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on more coin collecting tips. And hey, if you find a rare penny, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. Hey there, fellow coin hunters. Have you ever found a random penny in your pocket and thought, just another penny? Well, what if I told you that one of those plain-looking pennies could be worth a whopping $1.6 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into the 1966 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that might just turn you into an instant millionaire. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's just a penny. How can it be worth that much? Well, stick around, because this little copper beauty has a story that will blow your mind. And hey, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I share the juiciest secrets about coins that could be hiding in your couch cushions, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss out on a potential goldmine sitting in your pocket. The history of the 1966 no-mint mark penny. First, let's talk about why this penny is so special. Back in 1966, the US Mint did something a little unusual. They stopped putting mint marks on coins. This was part of an effort to curb coin hoarding. Yes, people were hoarding coins like they were the next big thing. So, no matter where a penny was made in 1966, Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, none of them had a mint mark. That alone makes this coin a little different from the usual Lincoln pennies, but that's not what makes it worth a fortune. Okay, so here's where things get exciting. The 1966 penny is normally just worth, well, 1 cent. But a few of them have rare minting errors that skyrocket their value. Collectors and coin experts have been paying big bucks for pennies with these unique features. Double die errors. Some 1966 pennies were struck twice, causing a slight doubling in the lettering or Lincoln's profile. If you spot a blurry or shadowed look on the coin, congratulations, you might be holding a jackpot. If your penny looks a little wonky, like part of Lincoln's face is missing, it could be an off-center strike. The more dramatic the error, the more valuable the coin. Full red luster. Coins that have never been circulated and still have their original red copper shine are worth way more than dull, brownish pennies. The more pristine, the better. Now, this is the real moneymaker. Some rare 1966 pennies were mistakenly struck on silver planchets instead of copper. If you have one of these, you could be looking at a $1.6 million payday. A personal story, my near $1 million mistake. Now, let me tell you a quick story about how I almost threw away a small fortune. A few years ago, I was rolling up pennies to take to the bank, like a normal person who doesn't expect their pocket change to be life-changing. I had this one penny that looked a little shinier than the rest, but I didn't think much of it. I was about to toss it into the roll when my friend, who's a hardcore coin collector, grabbed my hand like I was about to commit a crime. Long story short, after a lot of research and a minor heart attack, we found out it was an early 1970s error coin. Not quite worth $1 million, but still a solid few $100. Ever since then, I've checked every single penny I come across. And let me tell you, if I ever find a 1966 error penny, you best believe I'm doing a happy dance. Now, here's how you can check your own change to see if you have a $1 million penny hiding in your house. Grab a magnifying glass. Trust me, your naked eye won't always catch these tiny details. Look for doubling in the letters or Lincoln's face. If anything looks blurry or slightly shadowed, it could be a double die error. Check the edges. Some rare error pennies have partial reading, which shouldn't be there on a regular 1966 penny. Weigh the coin. A normal 1966 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's significantly heavier or lighter, you might have a rare one. Hold it under a good light. If it's still bright and red like it just left the mint, that's a very good sign. Some people have literally found these rare pennies in their old piggy banks. So before you cash in that jar of spare change, give it a thorough check. So, there you have it, the 1966 no mint mark Lincoln penny that could turn you into a millionaire. If you have one of these rare coins, you might be sitting on a $1.6 million treasure without even knowing it. Now, here's what I want you to do: check your pennies. Go through that old jar, your car's cup holder, or even the loose change in your couch cushions. You never know what you might find, and if you do find something interesting, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more awesome coin hunting tips. I've got tons of videos on rare coins, hidden treasures, and how you can turn pocket change into serious cash. Alright, folks, buckle up because today, we're talking about a penny. But not just any penny, the 2004 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's worth a staggering $1.7 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A penny worth more than a mansion, a fleet of sports cars, or a lifetime supply of coffee, which, honestly, might be just as valuable. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, what? A penny? From 2004? I probably have a jar full of those. Well, my friend, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this particular penny is so special, and how you can start checking your change for hidden treasures. But first, let me tell you a quick story about how I almost threw away a potentially valuable coin. True story, one day, I was digging through my car's cup holder, looking for some quarters for a parking meter. I pulled out a handful of pennies, ready to toss them back, when I noticed something weird about one of them. It looked shinier, had a slightly off-center strike, and for some reason, it just felt different. Long story short, after a little research, I found out that it wasn't a crazy rare coin, but it was worth way more than a penny. And that's when I realized, we probably pass over valuable coins all the time without even knowing it. Let's make sure you don't make the same mistake. Get comfortable, grab your change jar, and let's talk about this $1 million penny. What exactly is the 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and why is it worth so much? So, in 2004, the US Mint produced billions of pennies. Most had a small letter below the year indicating where they were minted, either a D4 Denver or an S4 San Francisco. But some of them? They had no mint mark at all. And here's where things get interesting. A few of these pennies were struck with an extremely rare die variation or minting error that made them worth serious money. We're talking off-center strikes, double die errors, and even a mysterious metal composition mix-up that made some of them stand out. The result? A seemingly ordinary penny that collectors are now willing to pay top dollar, well, $1.7 million, to be exact. Now, not every 2004 penny without a mint mark is going to be a jackpot. So, what makes this one so special? Here are a few things to look for. If you see the letters or numbers slightly doubled, especially in the word Liberty or the date, you might be onto something. If part of the design looks shifted or missing, this could be a rare error. Rare metal composition. Some of these pennies were accidentally struck on the wrong type of planchet, meaning the metal isn't the usual zinc-coated copper. These are the real moneymakers. Fun fact, some of these error coins weren't discovered until years later because, let's be real, how many of us actually inspect our pennies? Most people just toss them in a drawer, or worse, leave them on the sidewalk. Grab your spare change, your old coin jar, or even that penny pile on your dresser. Look closely at the details, check for errors, missing mint marks, and any weird features. If you find something suspicious, compare it to photos of known rare 2004 pennies online. Step 4. If it looks promising, take it to a coin expert, a coin dealer, or even a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to confirm its value. So, why is this penny worth $1.7 million, and why do prices keep climbing? Simple: rarity and demand. The fewer rare error pennies that exist, the more collectors want them. And as more people get into coin collecting, the value of unique coins like this one keeps going up. If you had an original first edition Pokemon card, you'd be sitting on a goldmine today. Same with rare coins, except these could be hiding right in your pocket change. Keep an eye on auctions. Some of these pennies have gone for insane amounts in live bidding wars. If you ever come across one, don't just sell it to the first buyer. Get it appraised, listed on a well-known auction site, and watch the offers roll in. Some 2004 no mint mark Lincoln pennies are worth a life-changing amount of money, and the key is knowing what to look for. If you've got a spare change jar, it might be time to start digging. And hey, if you learned something new today or just enjoyed hanging out and talking about valuable coins, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I post more videos about hidden coin treasures, money-making strategies, and tips to help you turn everyday change into big bucks. Plus, if you ever find a rare coin, let me know in the comments. Who knows, you might just have the next $1 million penny in your hands. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change for a coffee, and boom, you find a penny. Not just any penny, but a 1985 D Lincoln penny. You toss it aside, thinking, just a penny. But hold on, what if I told you that very coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million? Yep, that's right. A simple penny, something we barely notice, could be the golden ticket hiding right under our noses. And now, before you go turning your house upside down, let's break this down. Why is this tiny copper coin worth a fortune? What makes it so special? And most importantly, how do you know if you've got one? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be running to check your piggy bank. The backstory of the 1985 D Lincoln penny. So, let's rewind to 1985. The year of big hair, cassette tapes, and shoulder pads that could double as airplane wings. The U.S. Mint in Denver was cranking out Lincoln pennies like there was no tomorrow. Billions of these little guys were made, so what's so special about this one? Minting errors. Some of these pennies were struck with mistakes that turned them into rare collector's items. And in the world of coin collecting, errors mean money. Here's what makes the $1.8 million 1985 D penny stand out from the crowd. This is a fancy way of saying that the letters and numbers on the front of the coin look like they have shadows or are slightly doubled. It's like the coin was seeing double after a long night out. Some of these pennies were struck off-center, making them look like they were running late and barely made it onto the coin press in time. A few were accidentally struck on brass or silver planchets instead of the usual zinc-coated copper. If you've got one of these, congratulations, you're holding a jackpot in your hand. If your penny looks shiny and brand new, even after all these years, it could be a high-grade specimen. And collectors love high-quality coins. Alright, story time. A couple of years ago, I was at my grandma's house, helping her clean out an old drawer. You know, the one where she keeps everything from expired coupons to random keys that don't open anything? I found a handful of old pennies and, like any curious coin nerd, I started inspecting them. Wait, wasn't there something special about this year? So, I pulled out my phone, did some quick research, and sure enough, it had some of the markers of a rare error penny. I sent pictures to a coin expert, and while mine wasn't the ultra-rare version, it was still worth a couple of $100. Now, I know you're itching to check your coins, so here's what to do. You're looking for doubling on the date and the letters. Weigh it. A standard 1985 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours is heavier, it could be struck on the wrong metal. Smooth edges mean it's business as usual. But rough, misshapen, or doubled edges? That's where things get interesting. Use a coin price guide or get it appraised. Websites like PCGS and NGC can help determine if your coin is rare. Or, take it to a local coin dealer for an expert opinion. How to sell a valuable penny. You don't just want to walk into a pawn shop and get ripped off, right? Here's how to get top dollar for your coin. A coin in top condition will sell for way more if it's been certified by PCGS or NGC. The big money is in high-end auctions where serious collectors bid like it's a sports championship. Online marketplaces, eBay, heritage auctions, or Stacksbowers can be gold mines for selling rare coins. The answer? Hardcore collectors. These people see rare coins as investments, like fine art or vintage cars. To them, a one-of-a-kind penny is worth every cent. If you had that kind of money, wouldn't you want to own a piece of history too? The crazy, surprising, and downright awesome story of the 1985 D Lincoln penny worth $1.8 million. Maybe you've got one hiding in your change jar right now. Maybe your grandma's secret drawer is the gold mine you never knew about. Either way, one thing's for sure, checking your coins could change your life. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, hit that subscribe button. I post regular updates on rare coins, collecting strategies, and hidden treasures hiding in your pocket change. And hey, before you go, drop a comment below. What's the coolest or most valuable coin you've ever found? Let's swap stories.